What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with a little bit of news about No Man's Sky and Hello Games. And today we're going to ask the question of just where is Hello Games and Sean Murray? It's been another kind of rough week for the game No Man's Sky. They have had a lot of things going on with their community here lately, and none of it really all that good. I'm sure some of you, if you've been following the game, you know that the No Man's Sky subreddit was actually purged and shut down for a brief period of time by one of the moderators there because he said it was just becoming too much of a cesspool of negativity. I don't remember what his exact words were, but it was something along those lines, with people just really upset about the game and the way everything's been developed since the game came out. And there was also another little bit of interesting news this week that they came out and basically said that Hello Games were the ones who decided to charge $60 for No Man's Sky. It was not Sony, which many people thought that Sony was behind all of this and Sony was pushing them to make this a $60 title. But the news is now that Hello Games actually made that decision, which makes a little bit more sense now given everything that's happened afterwards and how they've gone completely radio silent, and also kind of meshes up with how Sony has distanced themselves as far as they can from No Man's Sky and Hello Games. A couple weeks ago they basically threw Hello Games under the bus, talking about how they thought it was a good game, but they thought they maybe tried to over-deliver a little too much on their promises. So I thought that was very interesting to find out that Hello Games wanted to go with the $60 price tag. It almost seems like they understood the amount of hype the game had and just how many pre-orders they had, and that the game was going to sell a lot when it launched, so they figured why not make as much as we possibly can right off the get-go. And that way, if the game turns out to be a bust, we've made our money, and who cares? Which sadly seems to be an attitude of a lot of developers these days. So that's unfortunate. Now, the really interesting thing was before the subreddit got shut down, there was actually a thread on there that the No Man's Sky studio was vacant and that they had pretty much packed up and moved away. And there was something on NeoGAF also where they were talking about this, which seems a little bit overboard, but it was also I thought it was kind of funny because Sean Murray did mention in one of his interviews that if the game turned out to suck, that they were just going to do a day one patch and then run away. And some have speculated that that's exactly what has happened, because Hello Games has been completely radio silent. They have not made an update since August 28th. So we're over a month now, going on 2 months since they've said anything about the game, just on their website at all. Sean Murray, of course, has been radio silent for quite a while as well. And this just, you can't do this as a game developer. I don't care if you're a AAA developer or you're an indie developer. Bungie, for as much crap as I give them about everything, they do a weekly update. It's kind of usually fluff and not very good, but at least they, try to talk to people and tell you what they're working on. They always have like a bug report and tell you what they're supposedly trying to fix. But Hello Games isn't even doing that, and they have a product at this point that is just a complete letdown. Was not what was advertised. They're under investigation by the ASA. There's just a lot of stuff going on with them, and you would like to just hear them acknowledge some things. Maybe just let people know what's going on. Say, hey guys, we're here, we're going to fix it. We're going to try to make it right, instead of just kind of going into the shell, which basically just leads people to speculate and make up their own stories about what's really going on. And I think that's what's kind of happened with the whole story about their studio being vacant. I doubt that's really the truth, but it's got legs now because they haven't come out and addressed anything. So a lot of people are like, oh my god, they just ran away, they took the money and ran away, which, maybe that wouldn't be a bad strategy for them considering how much backlash they're getting. And I'm sure all those guys, it's a very small studio, so they got to split quite a bit of money amongst just a few of them. But it still is, it's just a bad gaming practice, and a lot of other developers should be taking note of this. You do not go radio silent when you have problems with your game. If anything, you want to address the issues, address the criticisms, and talk to your gaming community and let them know that you're there and that you're working on things and you're going to get things fixed, or at least do your very best to do so. So Hello Games, wherever you are, you need to come out of hiding. You need to make an announcement. You need to tell people what's going on. You need to address these criticisms. Sean Murray, most importantly, I know he had talked about possibly doing some interviews, but he definitely needs to come out and tell us what's going on and what they're working on to fix the game. Never want to just go completely quiet at all. It's just bad business. It's bad business all the way around. But anyways, guys, just wanted to see what you thought about this. Is anybody still playing No Man's Sky? I know they have maybe like 5 or 6 people that are still actually playing the game at this point. It seems like the population on the game servers has just plummeted in the last couple of weeks, and especially since the launch of the game. I think they said, on Steam, at least 90% of their player base is gone. So it's pretty amazing to see this game, the way it was hyped for 3 years, the way it came out, and the way it just completely fell on its face, and the way that the game developer has completely just run away, apparently. I still remember when Battlefield 4 came out, and it was just an absolute disaster, but DICE didn't run away. They didn't say, oh, screw this, we're just going to not do anything. We're not going to tell people what's going on. They handled the criticism, and they pretty much fixed the game. It took them a while, and they lost a few players because of it, but at least they, kept people informed of what they were working on, and they finally did get, a product that was finished and worked very well and was overall a fairly decent game. So that's just one example of the developer who that actually seems to care about their community and, lets them know what's going on, keeps them informed. So Hello Games, you should really take some notes from some of these other developers out there who have had bad launches of their games but stuck around, and through communication and actually working on the problem, were able to get things fixed and repair relations with the community. 343, they did that with the Master Chief Collection, which was a horribly broken mess when it came out, but they stuck it out and they told people what was going on. They updated, on the hour of stuff they were updating and fixing with it. They came out and gave people a lot of free goodies for it, and overall the communication was there, and that's something that's important. I can't stress that enough, and especially in game development nowadays, in these last couple of years, where it seems like we just keep getting lackluster title after lackluster title, and the AAA games have just basically become a money grubbing cash grab with no real sustenance. It's unfortunate, and we thought Hello Games was going to be different. They were going to make this giant killer game with No Man's Sky, and it turned out to be just a bag full of lies with them, and unfortunately they have decided to cut and run and just kind of ignore everything that's going on, and that's not something that's going to work for them in the long run. At this point, I think they've pretty much killed their chances of ever making another game that's going to be popular. I don't think anyone's going to touch them with a 10-foot pole at this point, just seeing how they're handling the No Man's Sky situation. And it's unfortunate, and I know a lot of people had unrealistic expectations for the game, but when you see all the stuff that's coming out now, you can't fault the consumer in this one. This one, you've got to pretty much put it all on the developer, and you can't really even blame Sony too much for this. Now, knowing what's coming out, knowing that Hello Games set the price tag for No Man's Sky, and seeing how quickly Sony's tried to distance themselves from Hello Games in general. So, anyways, guys, as I said, love to hear your thoughts down below. Let me know if you're still playing No Man's Sky. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. And that's pretty much going to do it for me, guys. Hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks, as always, for watching, and I'll see you again next time.